Hello and welcome to the Back Nine Report. My name is Carlos Torres and I check in with Fred Altvater on the world of golf to bring you the latest news, insights, analysis, interviews, recaps, previews. Hey, we cover anything and everything golf. In other words, if it happened in golf, we have it for you. Hey, Fred. Hi, how are you today?
Hey, Carlos, what's going on? I know you've been really busy at work. You know what? We were going to do this on Monday, and it's actually a little bit later than that. But you know what was a year ago Monday? You know what happened a year ago on Monday?
What happened?
Dustin Johnson won the Masters 1 year ago on Monday, and we missed that. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We've had, with COVID, we had to have the 2020 Masters in the fall last year. Hey, you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on. We got the LPGA Tour wrapping up. We got the Champions Tour wrapping up. We got more money being thrown around on the PGA Tour, evidently, right?
Evidently, and it's been, we can call it a week of bombshells because last week we talked in the golf world, we talked about the announcement of the European Tour that was rebranded now as DP World Tour starting in 2022, right? But apparently another bombshell is about to drop, reportedly, because the PGA Tour is set to unveil a series of tournaments with guaranteed money for their biggest stars. Now, this is according to Golf Week. The PGA Tour plans to create a series of six annual tournaments outside of the United States. Europe, Asia, and the Middle East apparently are being touted as the venues that are going to be holding this. The publication of Golf Week also claims it will begin from 2023 or by 2024 at the latest. This was reportedly confirmed by a source to Golf Week, who, of course, requested to remain anonymous. Now, reportedly, the focus of the new tournaments will be to provide lucrative sums for their elite players with guaranteed money rather than a traditional prize fund. Wow, that's a little interesting. Right now, Golf Week says that these new tournaments will not replace the existing autumn schedule. On the contrary, previously, as you might remember, we've been talking about this all year. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan has said that he will ban any player who signs for a rival circuit, such as the proposed Super Golf League, the PGL, that now is with Greg Norman and is financed by the Saudis. So this news, Fred, if true, is seen as a direct effort by the PGA Tour to thwart rival circuits. And also, Golf Week quoted the source as saying this new series of events are also designed to give elite players a break from the FedEx Cup. So, I mean, this just leaves more questions that I can answer. And it's like, so what's going to happen to the FedEx Cup then? I mean, what FedEx has to say about this? Because it's just more and more money. Of course, they just want to thwart the PGL. No way after this. I don't know what they're going to do, but it seems a little unfair to the rest of the players. So what are you going to do? The FedEx Cup is going to be for the not so top players because these ones are going to take a break. How is this going to work? There's still a lot of things, so many questions. But at the end, Fred, this is a means to try to thwart and eliminate any proposition that the PGL is going to have. And definitely, I don't know, more money for the players. That's what this is all about.
Jay Monahan down there at the PGA Tour headquarters, he has just got his staff. They're just working like little beavers down there, trying to figure out how to spend all this money and make more tournaments and figure out for these guys how they can make more money without working so hard, because the PGL wants to give them all this money and, only play like 18 events or something. And you know what? They are throwing a lot of stuff around here. That PIP money is $40 million. That was a big deal announced this year. They're going to pay a $50,000 bonus for anybody who just plays in 15 events, which 15 events are required anyhow. So they're going to give them $50,000 just for playing, doing what they're supposed to do. Now, they're coming up. They got rid of the WGCs. There's only two of them of the four left, but we're going to come out with this new golf series, this international deal we're going to have guaranteed money. We're going to have only the top players. They sound an awful lot like the WGCs to me, Carlos. And from what I gather, I know you're talking about FedEx Cup, but from what I gather, these actually offer FedEx Cup points. But it's not like they don't get a whole big goo gob for winning or something. They're just for showing up, they get a bunch of FedEx Cup points. So it's a way to reward top players and not be out there dogfighting with just your average run-of-the-mill golfer who's trying to make a living. These are the super players, I guess, and they feel they've got to do this to keep their guys at home and doing this. You know, the other thing is you mentioned, you touched on it with the DP World Tour now, renamed the European Tour. They pumped in an extra $70 million into that thing, the DP World Company did. You know, we've said for a long time, there's got to be some large Asian sponsors, large international corporations that want these big tournaments. And I'm sure that's what the PGL was counting on, that they had these guys in their pocket to sponsor these events. Well, evidently the PGA Tour knows these guys too. And they're saying, hey, you don't want them. We got the players. They're not going to leave us. We'll bring them in there. All you got to do is pony up the money and we'll get you a lot of exposure. So it just blows my mind, Carlos. You know, we thought we saw a lot when Tiger Woods came on the tour in 1997 with the expanding purses, the number of tournaments, you know, the purse size is growing. I mean, the tour is just short of $400 million on its own, let alone all this other stuff that's going to be happening over the next couple of years. So we're really talking about big money here, Carlos. And Jay Monahan and staff looks like they're just trying to do everything they can to thwart someone like the PGL or some other competing golf league getting going.
I definitely don't see how anybody would leave the PGA Tour now. I mean, they're just throwing money like anything. Here, you have money. So right now, what is going to happen? Again, this is also you're giving FedEx Cup points, but you're not actually giving a prize fund, or just because you're getting there first, second, third. I don't know. I mean, in principle, I understand what they're doing, but I don't like very much the idea. It's just like less competition now that you're going to make. And I think it's very unfair for those players that are not at the top. So you're not rewarding them for being there as well. So maybe that's what it's going to start doing. I mean, who knows? Because a lot of other players, and this is what I think the PGL might try to bank on, is, okay, these other players that are not getting the money, I'll get them. And there's going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4 that are going to be they're going to be at that high level. They're just not known. And by giving the chance to show up what they really can do, hey, maybe that's how they can start, you know, they're building their farm. But who knows? Anyway, for now, it's a money grab, and we'll keep talking about this because I'm sure this is not the end of it.
Well, Carlos, the only thing I can refer back to in history is like the AFL and the NFL, right? When the AFL started getting going, and the ABA and the NBA, and they, you know, these new leagues have to get 1 or 2 or 3 big stars. They got to get some big names, throw a bunch of money at them, and then they become legitimate contenders, and so forces the other league to deal with them. And then it all becomes like the NFL, and it all became like the NBA. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see here. I just can't imagine. I know that the Saudi Arabians have a lot of money to invest in that new Super League, but I just can't imagine how it could be viable with what the PGA Tour continues to do.
Definitely, but we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting, and I know Greg Norman is not going to give up, and they'll come up with something. There will be tournaments there, and at the end of the day, I think it's going to be what we've been talking about, and it goes for what you're saying. They'll unite at the end, and we'll see that finally world tour.
We've had the answer for over a year, Carlos, almost 2 years. We've had the answer if they just listen to us.
They just have to do that. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date with this, more news like this one, and we'll be talking about it all until it just comes to fruition. So thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our channel. Also follow us on Twitter. Our ID is Back9Report with the number 9 in the middle. Thank you for joining us.